don't mind me, just a little technical difficulty on a Thursday morning at 9:16 on this 29th day of December. Never hurt nobody. CJ's Juicery, 3 years coming close.
Yeah, 3 years.
Courtney McLaughlin joins me now. How's it been?
It's been great. It's been a roller coaster, to say the least, starting right before COVID. But
Right.
yeah.
We'll get into that in a second.
Exactly.
Right off the bat, I have not had another CJ in the room yet.
Yeah.
And, well, there's like 3 CJs, right? Because your brother's CJ too. It's like a
Yep.
brand you guys kind of created because I remember, take us through that CJ's Closet anecdote.
Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah. So whenever I was about like in second grade, this would have had to been maybe like 15 years ago, maybe, maybe 20. I don't know. My mom opened up a business next to Shivers. It was like at the time Fritz's. I think it just started to like get going. Called CJ's Closet. So that's kind of where the background comes from with CJ's Juicery. So
That's so cool. So I got to ask
Yeah.
you, why Alton when you chose? Was it just your hometown and a great location?
Yeah, truthfully, I just think Alton needed something like this. I mean, you go around. I know Smoothie King opened like a few months before I did, but really there's no comparison to that. But, you know, we didn't have anything like this. We're really like a fried food, like bar kind of town.
Yeah.
And this was just my passion. I was like, you know, I really need to spread the word on how huge wellness is and health and get some of this stuff out there. And I think it's worked pretty well.
I think it did. You were well ahead of the curve because it was
Yeah.
kind of right when it wasn't even a trend or a fad. It's just like a wave
yeah.
of wellness kind of overtook
Exactly.
everybody.
Once COVID hit, it was just like, okay, you know, well, I don't know if it was necessarily a bad or a good. You know, you can kind of take the good with the bad because
Right.
it was like a perfect timing to really be there for the community and have something healthy for them to come.
Well, and I always ask people the COVID question because it affects every industry a lot differently. But, you know, you have a different perspective on this. Take us through the ups and downs. You know, you're starting a business off in the middle, you know, right in the smack dab in the pandemic. I mean, what were some of those learning curves during that? Because, you know, it's not like you have a normal grand opening or a normal really.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, I'll never know. Sometimes I get bummed out because I'm like, I'll never know what it'll be like to have a business without something so drastic, you know, and I don't even mean, sometimes I kind of think that sounds like shallow, but like, it's just the truth. Like, I just won't ever know. But, to say the least, like everyone really did come together during that time. Everyone was off work and it just, I think it happened as it should. You know, I do think everything does happen, you know, for reasonings. And I was just really happy to be open and there for the community because I really didn't even know when I was going to open. Truthfully, I wanted to be open like in November of 2019.
Right.
But health department is the health department.
Right.
So it took me a minute, but it happened in perfect timing to say the least.
Absolutely. And take us through that. So you're a younger business owner. It seems like because I owned the delivery service in town before I got out of it and did my own thing in pro wrestling. But to me, take us through the mindset of being this, you know, younger person that's starting their idea, that's passionate about it. Was there any I guess not naysayers, but any kind of pushback on the idea initially?
Really, I was working at a hospital before I had opened. So if that gives you like any type of background, I was like, wow, we're feeding, I was specifically in the kitchen, to mention. So like we're feeding people things that aren't even going to help them while they're in here. You look at the Pedialytes and the Ensures that are the protein boosters, like all of that is filled with, I don't even want to get into
Lots
it.
of fake sugar, huh?
Exactly. Fake sugar, oils. Like, why would you need an oil in a protein shake? But anyways, you know, so
Right.
I was like, all right, well, this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. I tried to branch out and work at something close to what I'm doing. That didn't work out. So I came forward to my mom and I'm like, hey, I'm really passionate about this. Like she knew, you know, I was juicing all the time at home, making me and her both like vegan meals. Like I'm really good at making food as well. I would love to be like kind of a cafe eventually, but that's, you know, a huge step.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. So I was starting to do all that. And this was like the one thing that she actually like, she also had a light bulb too, because it was like, I've said so many things, you know, being young, you're like, I want to do this. I want to be a hairstylist. I want to have music, you know,
Right.
you want to do all this stuff. And like parents are like, okay. But once I said this, she was really supportive. And with her background and knowledge on the CJ's Closet, like she's so smart with all of that. You know, like it's me doing all the face stuff, but
Right.
she really is in the background, and she has helped me tremendously. So I always like to shout her out when I do things like this because. And she did retire about a year ago, so she's been in the shop with me more.
Mm-hmm.
People love her. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so great. You guys are such the duo.
Right.
And I'm like, really? Are we?
I just had on, I forgot who, I think it was actually with Lucy Haskell Playoffs, and they said once you retire, you just work for free. You know, that's the gimmick.
Exactly,
Now,
yeah.
But take us to, so how cool is that, though, to really have that support system? Has it made it a lot more, do you think you've had more success with the support system you have?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I was thinking the other day, you know, you have those late night thoughts. I was going to bed. And
Yep. You're up late staring at the ceiling.
it's like after Christmas, you know, but you feel very nostalgic.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, my mom's getting old. I'm getting old.
I'm not laughing at you because I
but
do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then my boyfriend, he's sitting next to me, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I think we're both maybe like in tears after I started talking, because I'm like, my mom's getting old. Like, she does a lot for me.
Right.
You know, if I didn't have that, truthfully, I would not be here. If I didn't have the location I was at, a lot of people talk about my location on Ridge Street.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
And, you know, you have to start small. And even if it is a little support system with me, it's literally just me and her. And if
Right.
I didn't have that, I would have gone crazy by now, because I have gone crazy with just me being in there alone.
You know, and that's well. And the thing is, you know, they see you talking here on the show, and they see you going other places, and your social media is always very busy. But they don't see what you just said. You know, laying up
Yeah.
at the ceiling at night, going, "Oh my God, what
Like
did I get?"
I am a human being. I am a real person.
We have feelings,
We have
okay?
feelings.
I promise you this. Well, I wanted to ask you this because it's a kind of an interesting question, you know, especially where you're located. It's a beautiful location. I've
Yes.
stopped by and seen it.
Yeah.
But to me, you know, there's always that kind of stereo. Oh, you're on Ridge Street
Exactly.
or anything. But take us
Super-
through that.
super
It doesn't
stereotypical.
seem like you have very many problems at your location for anyone
honestly,
watching.
like I tell everybody all the time. They're always like, you know, have you had issues? And of course, I have people come in, but I swear on everything, they're down here,
Right.
They're uptown, and it's like I don't. You know, we're not discriminating nobody.
Right.
I give a glass of water. I've given out fruit. You know, I'll do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if you're coming in and you are like threatening me, that's a different thing. I've never had that though. Truthfully,
Right.
I've never had that.
And that's why I was kind
There's
of
no reason to be scared to come to CJ's Juicery, guys.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to get that out there because so many
Exactly.
times there's, you know, the older generation sometimes get a little nervous, but honestly, you guys have a great location, and take us through some of the things people could enjoy at your store if they haven't been so yet.
Yeah, of course. So we have fresh cold pressed juice, and then I have smoothie bowls and smoothies. So they're literally like the same thing as a smoothie, other than they're a thicker consistency, the bowl is, and you'll have like granola fruit on top, and you'll eat it with a spoon versus like
Oh.
a straw. But we could do either or. And then a new addition, it's not necessarily new, but it's not what I'm like known for, but I have boba tea, like bubble tea.
Oh,
So it's like
cool.
tapioca balls at the bottom of your
Right on.
drink. And it's an experience. It's a texture thing. If you're not a texture person, we can always leave it out. But we're plant-based, vegan. We have all 9 non-dairy products. So I try to keep everything as healthy as can be there. So
Absolutely. And, you know, I got to ask you, what's the most challenging of your items to make, or whenever you came up and developed them, what was the one that just kept giving you fits?
probably the boba was definitely something I really did have to keep trying. Like it's just it's an experiment whenever you're sitting there. My
Right.
mom always calls me a mixologist.
Well, you're basically a scientist because you're coming up with your own equation.
Yeah, so it's like you can, I mean, everything. And I always tell people this, if you've only tried me of my first year of being open and versus now, you're going to have different product.
Right.
And I've had this with other people here at other restaurants.
Right.
I've tried them the first year. I was like, eh.
Yep.
I went back. You cannot judge someone off the first year that they're open.
And two, well, you're right, because it's not only, you know, you're getting in there every day, it's your first year, and everyone goes through it. You have, you know, bad days or things are just
Yeah.
rough, and
Or you're out of stuff. Like
Right.
the economy is so crazy right now. You know, there's times where
That's
I'm
a good
out of
point.
stuff, and you know that really does leave the owners and the employees anxious, and they hate, you know, putting people down and saying, oh, we don't have that right now. But that's just what it is right now sometimes. So,
well, can I ask you about that too? Because, so many times you see in the restaurants, they're upcharging a little bit more for lettuce and things because inflation's a little bit higher. How does that affect you? I mean, does that affect your industry as well?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like, it's so, I try to keep everything at a reasonable price because, I mean, really, we're not using any of the fillers like how normal juice would be.
Yep.
Like, people will add water and sugar into juice. We strictly use fruits and veggies. So it's just getting pushed through a machine. The pulp comes out one side, the juice comes out the other. Boom, you got your fresh cold pressed juice. But I have had to raise my prices by a few couple quarters,
Well,
nothing extreme.
And that's what I was did that make you nervous at first, or are you?
At first, not really, because I compare my pricing to everybody else, and I keep it cheap because of where I'm at, where we're located. It's in Alton, but it's I also need to know my worth as well some days, because you go to other spots, it's like $9-10 for a juice, which by all means, I don't want it to get to that point. But with the economy, it's just sometimes you really don't have a choice, and it's not out of spite of anybody.
No,
it's just to be here, to pay my bills, and to literally be here. If it weren't for the people that do show up and do like the juice and know how crucial it is for their health, I wouldn't be here. So I do appreciate everybody doing what they can and still supporting me through the crazy times that we're all in right now.
Oh, yeah. No,
it can be tough.
Just reality show never hurt nobody.
Exactly.
Got to ask you this. It's been a great 3 years, or coming up on 3 years. When's the official date?
January 15th will be 3 years.
If it was the 28th, I'd have liked it a little bit better because CJ's Juicery would have turned 3 on my birthday.
Oh, really?
But, that's okay. We'll just change it. We'll move
the
bump
28th of January?
Yeah.
Well, happy early birthday.
Why? Just bump it up to the 28th. Let's say it's 3 years.
Exactly.
Well, take us through what the next 3 years is going to look like after this. Have you gotten that far?
I honestly, I'm trying to get that far. My brain never, all I was focused on was opening. Mm-hmm. And then I never really thought much more into that. I was like, okay, we're going to open and we're going to stay open. So now I guess I'm trying to reconstruct my brain to think about those next 3 years, because I really did not think that far. It's not that I didn't think I was going to stay open. It's just my main focus was to just get open. And I've been open, so now I have to unlock that new chapter that I'm really working hard to get there, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to figure it out. Because I had those first 3 years, my menu is huge. I literally started out with just 5 menu items. I have maybe 20. And I'm expecting to do more, which can be overwhelming. Sorry, folks, but I can do a lot. There's a lot to do there. And I don't want to hold myself back. And I like when people come in and they can keep coming back to keep trying new things over and over again. So the next 3 years, we're just expanding, growing, learning, hopefully hiring people.
We're going to try.
Fingers crossed. That's the next step, truthfully, to bring other people in, to teach them how to be a mixologist.
Absolutely. Well, and how has the support been from community leaders, some of the business owners?
Yeah.
Because, we talk about it, but I never really directly ask the business owners, and I need to do this more, about the network of support you have within the community.
Yeah, of course. It's been great. I do notice the other owners come in as well.
Nice.
I support Old Bakery a lot. That's one of my favorite restaurants in town. I see them come in all the time, and it just warms my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody supporting everybody, really. I feel like there are some Alton people that aren't like that, and that's okay.
Right.
Everyone has their passions, but I feel like even before business, for me personally, I was really into where Alton was going. All the new things and all the coffee shops, and we have such a, Mava's, for example, on the Milton School. That place is just awesome. They have Anderson's Barbershop in there. Awesome. It's awesome.
That's incredible.
Everywhere you go, it's just wow. And it's just such a small town, and I don't think people know really all that it has to offer. And it has a lot to offer. You just have to stay a while.
Absolutely. Well, without a doubt. And I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
If anyone has any information or wants to know anything more about your menu or any additional details, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook at CJs Juicery, Instagram CJs Juicery, and Google.
Nice. And what are your hours?
Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 4. Saturdays, 10 to 3. Closed Sunday and Monday. But the next year, we're looking at new things.
I love it.
So be on the lookout. New hours, new location, just growing.
Right.
We're going to see where it takes us.
Right on. See, this is the portion where I just quiz the business owners on their own stuff. You know, what's your hours? What's your email?
Exactly. I got to sit here and think about it.
Well, Courtney, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I hope the next 3 years go just as good as these first 3 have gone.
Yes, thank you so much.
9:31 in the heart of the River Bend in downtown Alton on this 29th day of December. We'll come back for more of our daily show coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. Dow on the Farm, the art of beekeeping, all comes your way after a quick break.